silverware to cap off an epic winter campaign. As the players shake hands and we get ready to go here, it'll be Zeacton FC in the all-black kit and Bingers Army in the all-white kit with their trademark purple numbers. And today's match official is Rodrigo Zanadeski. The referees in the yellow kits for this one. So as I mentioned, both these teams were champions already once this season. Zeacton FC chalked up 48 points in 18 games to be the Division 2A champions of the Fraser Valley Soccer League. They were also the President's Cup winners. So this would be a treble for them today if they were able to claim it. And on the other side, Bingers Army had 49 points through 22 games, made them the Division 2B champions in the Vancouver Metro Soccer League, good enough for promotion to Division 1. So they will not be back in this competition next season, hoping to take the trophy with them on the way out, so to speak. They did not add their domestic cup to their trophy case this year. They went down 1-0 in their cup final to the Division 2A champions Ciron. But with a second bite at some silverware here, they will be hoping to rewrite that ending. It's already been a banner day for the Vancouver Metro Soccer League. They claimed the Over 45 Provincial Championship through Columbus Over 45s to start the day, followed by Vancouver Harps in the Men's Masters B, and we hope you were with us for the Men's Masters A Cup that just concluded with a stirring comeback by Inter EDC to take that title on penalties. And Zeacton have got us underway here. They'll be kicking from right to left on your screen in this first half, as both teams haven't done a lot of losing this season. Both teams will be looking to get onto the front foot early, and there's plenty of firepower among the ranks, not least of which is Zeacton's number 17, Dale Long, who's on the ball now, chasing this one down. He had 29 goals this season in league play. Ironically, though, not enough for the Golden Boot in Division 2 in the Fraser Valley this year, as Tyler Walters from Surrey United had 37 goals, an incredible return. But it's not Surrey United here. It's the champions, Zeacton, looking to bring this title back to the Fraser Valley Soccer League and break up, as I alluded to, the Vancouver Metro League's perfect day so far. Of course, it was a battle of two VMSL teams in the Over 45 Cup this morning. And in the game you hopefully just witnessed with us in the Masters A Cup, the Vancouver Island Soccer League was represented in the Masters B Cup earlier today, but Prospect Lake Lakers fell 1-0 to Vancouver Harps of the VMSL. And coming up after this match is the A Cup final between a pair of Vancouver Metro League teams, Croatia SC and the two-time defending champions BB5 United CCB. So we have that one to look forward to, kicking off a little later this evening at 7 o'clock. But right now we're dealing with the B Cup as Zeacton get us going forward again. And our first free kick of the afternoon. Of course, lots of really experienced and veteran players in these two squads. Bingers Army were in the Vancouver Metro League's first division, Division 1. It's the second tier below Premier for a number of years. before a relegation and a little bit of a rebuild, but they've worked their way back up. They'll be back in Division 1 next season. As you watch Dale Long try to get something going for Ziakton. And a near miss there, with Nicholas Haywood seeing his header just loop over the post. And that'll send veteran goalkeeper Chris O'Connor back to collect the ball. And certainly if anyone in the Bingers lineup deserves a day like today, it is O'Connor. He's been with the team for over a decade. He's one of the really good guys of the local Lower Mainland soccer scene, Chris O'Connor. And Jonathan Livingston there to Will Hoy. But it's back with Ziakton. And a welcome to the game there for Ryan Gilgan. It's Aiken Slade. And at the other end in your frame there is Ziakton goalkeeper Jonathan Vugdeveen. And he's a former Golden Glove winner in the Fraser Valley. This year only 4 clean sheets for him though, but another veteran just like his counterpart O'Connor at the other end. Aiken Slade into that challenge there, and you get the feeling that he and Makalele Renarts will be getting to know each other well here on this near touchline in the first half. Here's Dale Long. Is he going to try his luck from distance? Well, I think he got caught in 2 minds there and ended up doing neither. Both teams just feeling themselves out here in the early stages. Adam Sunevsky will get us back underway with a throw-in. And that'll be shielded out at the other end for Ziakton goal kick. And of course, Tyler Epp there, the long-time Ziakton, formerly Chilliwack FC captain, marshalling things at the back alongside brother Derek. Of course, Ziakton's path to this final is a little unorthodox. Ziakton, and as I mentioned at times known as Chilliwack FC, were previously in the Premier Division of the Fraser Valley Soccer League, but a little bit of age creeping into the team. Saw them drop down to Division 1, where they were the champions last season, but didn't feel like taking that step back up to Premier, so league rules stipulate that they had to get relegated down to Division 2, so demotion, but managed to keep the team together, keep the spirits together, and they've put together a heck of a Division 2 season. and picked up a couple of trophies for their troubles. And again, looking to add a third trophy today. This is Dale Long. Getting it onto his right foot, he'll let one go, but that's safely into the hands of O'Connor. Tyler Epp launching one upfield. Zadkin Slade. Ningbalweka in front. Mason looking for it, but not finding it on this occasion. Caudle gets it back to Atkins Slade. Hoy challenging. Shrimpton, the captain for Binger, sees that one clear. So a deliberate start here, 10 minutes in between these two sides. Chances at a premium early. Again, Dale Long can make something happen in an instant for Ziakton, you can feel. Waleka battling with Renards. Comes wide to Atkins Slade. That looked surely a handball, and it was. So a chance for Atkins Slade to lob one forward here for the Army. It's a decent ball. We'll win the first ball, but not the second, and Renards can bring clear for Ziakton. We've got Long drifting into some space. Instead, he'll go backwards. Hoy giving chase in front of Epp. And now it's Sunevsky recovering. And cut out by Yargo Sakin. But Ziakton come again. Lofted ball looking for Long at the back post. Not this time as Josh Craddock's ball goes out of play. And Craddock himself, no stranger to the goal sheet with 12 goals this season for Ziakton. It's over the head of both Renards and Atkins Slade. Derek Epp gets us back moving. A quick throw by Mason. Gets Hoy in behind the defenders. It's a tight angle. And hopefully someone will track that ball down, because it is well out of here. Neither of these teams shy when it comes to the physical play. A big header there by Derek Epp, finds Dale Long. He's got Matthew Akima with him. Not able to link up on this occasion. This is Marshall. Oh, he'll give that up to Gilgan. And now a free kick. Of course, it's a big weekend here for BC Soccer at the adult finals as Dale Long provides a challenge to Chris O'Connor. With the 5 men's matches today and the 4 women's finals tomorrow here at Burnaby Lake. Reinhardt sees off the danger there. It's also opening weekend for League One BC. And Harborside FC, the newest League One BC club, opening up their existence in Nanaimo this afternoon. As well, TSS Rovers hosting the newly rebranded Natsama FC at Swangard Stadium. And we can tell you that on the women's side, Natsama have recorded a 2-0 win over TSS Rovers to begin the season. And it's still scoreless as it approaches halftime in the men's match between TSS and Natsama. Just like it's scoreless here through the first quarter of an hour in the men's B Cup final between Bingers Army of the Vancouver Metro Soccer League and Ziacton FC of the Fraser Valley Soccer League. Tyler Epp looking long there for Matthew Akima, but neither of them was quite on the same wavelength. It's a beautiful afternoon here in Burnaby. Finally some good weather here in the Lower Mainland. It's been a month-long competition that's seen plenty of rain and cold, but the sun's out here for the finals. And it's downright summersy this evening. Very warm for the Masters A final that just concluded. It saw a rousing comeback for Inter EDC to claim that title on penalties. The heat has broken here, though. So a little bit of a breeze as well blowing out of the south. So a little bit cooler for this one, and hopefully that helps Ziacton, who in the all-black strip today. As McKeown gets them going, but it turned back, and Bingers Army leading goal scorer Gavin Mason, with his 12 goals on the season, looks to get something going offensively. Instead, it's Josh Craddock. He's got Matthew Akima. Akima waiting for Long to join. Akima going himself on the left. It's blocked off. Only as far as Haywood. Back to Akima, this time on the right. Same result though, blocked off. And now Bingers go the other way. Through Mason, lovely turn. McEwen recovers though. Force Mason back, he's done enough. But creeping down this side is Atkins Slade. He's lost Reinhartz. And ball's out of play, but referee's going to bring it back for the foul. And McEwen sees himself booked after just 19 minutes. So he'll have to watch himself. He's a physical player. Logan McEwen is. And he'll now be walking a tightrope the rest of the way this afternoon. Wasn't too much in that challenge, but referee Zadanayski felt it was across the line, and an early yellow card. Yargel-Sakin heaving that one forward. Bingers have lost the header though, and here comes Ziakdin. This is Akima. Reinhartz. Dale Long's onside with Akima. Horn looking for the overlapping run, but Akima's got himself. One to beat. Yargel-Sakin does just about enough. Will it fall to Dale Long? No, it's mopped up by Sunaveski. And the long ball there from Atkins Slade has Mason in behind. Derek Epp over to confront him. Cutting it onto his left, back to his right, and that'll give Epp the opening he needs to send it out for a corner kick. And Bingers Army no stranger to a set piece. Love to hoist the ball forward and see if they can't get the big boys on the end of it. Ball in. Only out as far as Mobaleka. He'll get around the corner, but Luke Devine quick off his line to snuff out any danger there. And there's a good crowd on hand here at Burnaby Lake Sports Complex for this men's B final. Of course, the beer garden is open, and we are building towards our 7 o'clock kickoff in the men's A final. So do come down and join us. But if you're not able to make it, keep it right here on the broadcast, and we'll talk you through all the action. Reinhardt's not happy to be judged to have fouled there. But it's a Bingers free kick nonetheless. Coming up on the halfway mark here in the first half. A few half chances. Nobody with a real sight of goal just yet, but perhaps now as Reinhartz looks for Akima. He's been bullying all afternoon, Akima, so far. Nobody on the end of this one. And now Sunavsky can come forward for Bingers. Mason looking for the ball in behind. He'll get it to feet instead. Back to Shiftmaker. And quick with the whistle again is Zadanayski. I think the players might have preferred to play on there, but we'll slow it down. Tyler up this time. Surging ball forward for Mason is cut out, and here's Akima again, looking to get in behind Yargel-Sakin. Akima. Dale Long looking to find something here. The cupboard remains bare. And Derek Epps' turn to get up for the header. This is Haywood finding Reynards. Nice little turn. Did he keep it in play? He has. Flags down, looking for Long. Yargel-Sakin will just put it into touch. Akima. And now Hoy for Bingers. Hoy, Mason looking to get away. Hoy didn't quite have his angles calibrated on that one. Reynards with the flick. Here's Akima. Anywhere will do for Shrimpton. Haywood with the ball forward, but check that. Horn with the ball forward, but no problem for Connor. A little bit of a problem for Epp, though. And it's wide to Aiken Slade. One-on-one with Derek Epp. He'll put the cross in. Safe hands for Vugteveen. Lots of veteran presence, as we've stated, on both teams. Certainly the Epp brothers, who are twins, by the way. And are longtime Fraser Valley members. Rumor is they might even be getting involved in the management of the league, as Mobalekwa drags one wide of goal. Of course, the Epp brothers and Dale Long have been involved with the Scotland Nations Cup team. And, of course, Nations Cup back this summer again in Richmond. Arguably the best tournament of the summer. Thousands of people, it's no understatement, involved. Players, referees, spectators. It's a great weekend coming up in July. Looking forward to seeing who this year's Nations Cup champion will be. Perhaps it will be the Epps and Dale Long with Scotland. But for now, they're looking to spur Chiacton onto a first BC Soccer Men's B Cup. And here's Long now. He lets that one bounce. Perhaps should have taken a touch. Reynards will try and pick up the pieces. Craddock. Ooh, fancies it. Ooh, and perhaps a little bit more of a stinger than O'Connor was expecting. He thought he kept it in, but he didn't. So, chance for Chiacton to work a set piece. It'll be Craddock to take. Outswinging delivery, not his best. easily cleared. Big throw from Apple, though. A little bit more air under it than I think he would have wanted. Excuse me, that was McCune with the long throw. That's Tyler Epp sending it back in. As far as Milwaukee, and he's given up the foul. Again, Chiacton looking as though they wanted to play on. Again, Zadaneski with the quick whistle. So it will be a free kick. Haywood's going to take charge of this one, it looks like. Or perhaps not. Perhaps it is close enough for Renarts to be interested. No, check that. Renarts is being replaced. Our first substitution of the match. So Renarts out. Not sure if this was a planned substitution as we approach the half-hour mark. And he'll be replaced by brother Zeno Renarts. So easy one for the commentary team there. Renarts in for Renarts. So Zeno's turn, and his first touch he'll want back. Not seeing any immediate treatment or concern for Makalele Renarts, who's headed for the bench there, so looks as though perhaps this was planned for him to go the opening half hour or so. Zeno Renarts, swing and a miss. It's been a bit of a frustrating introduction, although he seems to have won the throw-in, much to the chagrin of the Bingers Army defenders. And now a problem for Gavin Mason, it looks like. Perhaps an arm to the face. He does seem to be struggling, something in his eye perhaps. This would not be good for the Army. He is their leading scorer. 12 goals on the season. We'll hope he'll be able to play on. It does look like it was maybe something in the eye. Some of the turf perhaps, or maybe a stray hand. And a further substitution here now for Chiacton. And perhaps planned as well as Haywood coming out. Doesn't look too thrilled about it. But who would want to be replaced in a final? So Malcolm Stafford, another long-time Chilliwack Chiacton player, takes his bow in this B Cup final. Chiacton progressing methodically down this near touchline. Zeno Renarts with the big throw in the middle. And the best Yargel Sakin can do with that is turn it out for a corner kick. So another chance for set piece, this time from the near side for Chiacton. It'll be Zeno Renarts to take. Queuing up. 7 in the area interested. There's the delivery. O'Connor's going to catch that, though. He'll get Hoy going. A couple on the far side if he can get the ball there. Mason's one-on-one at the back. And it's well defended by McCune. He had to be careful there, especially on that early yellow card as well. It was a nice bit of defending. So the half chances and the ifs and buts continue here in this first half. Waiting for a breakthrough, something to spark this one into life. Dale Long certainly capable of providing one, but not on this occasion, as he and Yargel Sakin continue their battle of wills. Gilgan. To Long. Lovely little touch for Renarts, but he's thwarted once more. searching ball from Mason there. He's not going to be able to do anything with that one. McEwen. Get a chance to try it again with his hands. Didn't go so well with the feet there. This one looks like perhaps an unscheduled change as McEwen goes down. Back up though, but motioning to the bench, I think he's going to need to be replaced. And they don't have anyone ready right away there on the Chiacton bench, but tap on the shoulder. So if the first two changes were planned with Reinhardt replacing Reinhardt and Stafford replacing Haywood, I don't think this one was planned. But McEwen is out. It looks like that's 13 Jeff Matthews coming on for him. Chance to throw one in. Falls nearly for long. Instead it's one-on-one for Mason here. And he's battling Derek Epp. Epp does enough on this occasion, but wouldn't be surprised if that's not the last time we see those two in a one-on-one. So, as we mentioned earlier, this would be the first B Cup championship for both of these teams. Bingers Army have spent much of their existence in the second tier Division 1 of the VMSL, so not competing for the B Cup. And that is doubly true for Chiacton. It's a surging run here for Craddock. It's on his left foot. He pulls it back in front. Dale Long was offside. It did look as though he was behind the goalkeeper, Chris O'Connor, when that came in. Didn't matter as he put his finish off the crossbar, and you would have just about bet your mortgage on him scoring from that position. But offside flag spares his blushes somewhat. There's our first real moment of the match, though. And where will we go from there? As Adkins Slade playing Mason through. Gavin Mason turning inside. He's going to ask Moboleka to go get this one. Cuts it back. Hoy in space. Can he sort his feet out? He absolutely can. And we have the opening goal of the match. Adam Sunavsky surging forward from left back. He's the extra man at the back post. Makes no mistake with the finish at all. And after that stirring chance at one end, it's a goal at the other. Bingers Army 1-0. 8 minutes to play till the break. Chiacton have an instant response. Here's Long. Putting a shoulder into Shrimpton, but it's just a throw in. So Adam Sunavsky, perhaps an unlikely goal scorer, but what a time to get one. Indeed, that is the first of the season for Sunavsky. So not a regular goal scorer, but a chance to write himself into Binger's Army lore if he can play a part in providing a rather distinguished trophy to this old club. And again, it puts the Vancouver Metro Soccer League in a position to potentially sweep the weekend on the men's side here. The Fraser Valley has won this title before, back in the middle of the 2000s when ACBC hoisted the trophy. And speaking of hoisted, that's lobbed in for Vuk Devine. But Chiacton are going to have some work to do if they're going to be the second Fraser Valley team to add their name to the men's BC Soccer B Provincial Championship trophy. Lovely bit of skill there by Atkins Slade. He looks for Mason, who did go too early. The flag is up. It was a close one, but did look like he was just ahead of that final defender there. Tyler App quick to get Chiacton moving again. You do wonder if maybe the substitutions in the first half have unsettled Chiacton a little bit, as Mason's late getting back on side there, so we'll have another free kick. Certainly the two planned substitutions seemed okay, but can't help but think that that was the area in which McEwen had previously been patrolling, where Sunavsky popped up to score from, and maybe Jeff Matthews wasn't thinking he'd be involved quite this early. Nonetheless, it is 1-0 to Binger's Army as we approach the final 5 minutes here in the first half at Burnaby Lake. Mobalka caught dawdling on the ball there. Ball around the corner for Craddock. Can he get there? He can. Will he keep it in? He will not. A little bit of frustration there from Craddock, as he did well to get past Sunavsky, but could not corral the ball once he'd made his run. Horn to Reinhardt. Gilgan keeps it in. It's into an dangerous area. Long will chase. O'Connor's coming a long way for this. Not the best clearance, only as far as Reinhardt's. A little bit of an emergency clearance by Marshall there. O'Connor gone for a little bit of a walkabout. Horn. Derek App. That's not going to help calm the Chiacton nerves. Mason. So a little bit of unfamiliar territory for Chiacton, being behind. It's been a fairly straightforward season for them. Only 2 losses on the year, and that includes obviously their march to a President's Cup championship and their progress through to this final. So it'll be an unfortunate time for them to add a 3rd loss to that collection, but plenty of time here to turn it around with still a couple of minutes left before the interval. No surprise to see Yargel Sakin and Long coming together again. Reinhardt's with another throw here. It's a good one. Towards Akima, who's lost maybe a little bit of steam since a burgeoning start to this match, but still looking a threat with him and Long up front. Matthews. Only as far as Sunavsky. It'll come off this near side for Aiken Slade. He's been a catalyst for Bingers most of the way this afternoon. He was involved in the build up to that goal as well. It's going to be a pretty settled 3-5-2 here for the Army. Hoy and Mason looking to get in behind up top. Horn. A little bit of frustration coming from the Chiacton sideline as they struggle to keep hold of things here. Horn. Speculative cross, just hoping to maybe get a bounce. Get another chance at it here. See what he does this time. Defers to Tyler App. Chiacton captain. Can't negotiate his way past Moboleka. Derek App with a little bit more success, but Yogan finds it tough running, and here goes Hoy the other way. Mason charging through the middle, but Hoy wasn't able to keep that ball in play. Into added time here at the end of the first half with Bingers Army of the Vancouver Metro Soccer League leading 1-0 through Adam Sunavsky's opening goal here. And prevent a corner here is Chiacton FC from the Fraser Valley, looking to perhaps change the narrative as we head towards halftime. Big throw, but again dealt with at the back by the Army. Yarglesakin, that one bounces wrong side of him. Shrimpton coming over. Kima blocking him out. It'll be another throw in. Have had some success down this left side here, have they, Chiacton, but no end product to speak of just yet. Captain Tyler Epp urging his teammates forward. Akima gets the flick. Not well cleared by Sunavsky, but he recovers by closing down Horn. This is Craddock. Gilgan. Oh, a lovely turn there for Stafford, but didn't quite have his sight of goal. Yarglesakin hoist it long toward Aiken Slade. That was a bit of a trailing arm there by Robert Reinhardt, but nothing comes of it as we reach halftime in the 2023 BC Soccer Men's B Provincial Championship. And the score, Bingers Army 1, Chiacton FC 0. Do stay with us for the second half. And welcome back to the BC Soccer 2023 Men's B Provincial Cup Championships here at Burnaby Lake Sports Complex West. It's a beautiful April evening as we get set for the second half between Bingers Army of the Vancouver Metro Soccer League and Chiacton FC from the Fraser Valley Soccer League. It was a little bit of a slow burn in the first half until it sparked to life through Adam Sunavsky's 36th minute goal. He found himself in all kinds of space unmarked at the back post, late arriving, and he finished with aplomb to give the Army the lead at the break. But still 45 minutes left to play in this one as we await the match officials to get us started here in the second half. It's Chiacton FC in the all-black strip. They'll be kicking from left to right in this second half against Bingers Army in the all-white kits. They'll be playing from your broadcast right to left. Just a brief administrative delay here as we sort out getting a late arriving player onto the roster for Chiacton, and maybe that will make all the difference here coming down the stretch. Chiacton did make a number of substitutions in the first half. And again, it was the enforced change with Jeff Matthews coming on at right back or right center back to replace the injured Logan McCune. And it was from that area where Sunavsky popped up to score the lone goal of the match so far. It'll be Bingers Army to get us underway as we wait for the assistant referees to complete their final checks. And the second half of the 2023 Men's B Provincial Championships is underway. And been a further change there for Chiacton. With Zach Hansen now involved in the midfield. And we'll get word on just exactly who Hansen has replaced. Looks like it might be Gyogen. And it's Makalele Renarts back in for Zeno Renarts over on the left wing there. So we saw that change after 30 minutes. Check that Renarts has joined his brother on the field. So it looks like it's Craddock who's gone off. Makalele Renarts back on. So now both Renarts and both Epps on the field as Derek plays to twin brother Tyler. Still Long and Akima up front with Stafford, who joined the fray partway through in the midfield alongside Horn, who's been with us from the beginning. So Gyogen out and Craddock out, replaced by Renarts and Hansen on the Chiacton side. And on the Bingers side, veteran Aaron Arnold, the man they call Arnie, has come on. It's as though he's replaced Aiken Slade over on the right-hand side. It was a good first half from Aiken Slade. Surprised somewhat to see him replaced. There's a heavy foul there and a heavier landing. A little bit of hard feelings there. Didn't look like there was too much in the challenge itself. Referee Rodrigo Zedenaski is going to call Zach Mobawelka over for a talk, but that's it. No yellow card on this occasion. So it'll be Hansen standing over this one, having just come on at halftime. This is about 30 yards, 35 yards out. You wonder if he'd fancy a chance. He does appear to be lining it up, but maybe it will just be a little dink towards those Chiacton players off to his left. Let's see what he makes of this. 5 in the wall. O'Connor perhaps expecting a shot. But B. Hansen, it is a shot, and it's off the wall. So we'll throw in now for Zeno Rennertz towards long. It's dealt with by the man of the hour. Sunavsky hoists that one out into touch. So another chance for another long throw from Rennertz. And O'Connor comes for this one, cleaned out his own man. They're both down. Looks like a head injury there. It was a heavy collision as O'Connor came barreling out to clear that one away. He certainly got the ball, but cleaned his own guy out in the process. A little bit of concern, and understandably so, on the Bingers Army faces. It was Shiftmaker who was unfortunately on the end of that from O'Connor. Shaking it off. Again, Chris O'Connor is a veteran of the league and won't be the first time the goalkeeper's found himself in a rather robust challenge. Hoping he hasn't done much damage to his teammate, though, I think is what's probably on his mind right now. There does seem to be a little bit more concern with Shiftmaker, who's still down, but now getting back to his feet. And hobbling somewhat, but the minute at least it looks as though he'll continue. No, it does look like Bingers are going to have to make a change here. So, unfortunate for Shiftmaker. Looks as though that might well be the end of his afternoon. And the referee's decided he's going to drop it back to O'Connor here. So I don't think Chiacton are too thrilled about that, as they wanted the throw in as a result of the clearance. It'll be a minute or two until they can make the change here as we're back underway. No, they are going to allow the change to be made. So Shiftmaker out, and he's replaced by Santiago Sotomayor. Akima. This is Hansen. Good ball for Epp. Flags down. Dale Long. But what a save by Chris O'Connor. He read the danger well, and if you're in a Chiacton uniform. You wouldn't want that falling to anyone other than Dale Long, but he just wasn't able to negotiate his way past O'Connor. It will be a corner, though, so danger not quite away just yet. Reinhart's to take. Ball to the front post. Only as far as Hansen. Up and away by Shrimpton. It's lovely control by Mason. And he'll ask Hoy to go chase this one. Horn recovering, though, for Chiacton. And a first touch of the second half for goalkeeper Jonathan Vugdeveen. So Chiacton, who haven't, as we talked about, faced much adversity this season, only 2 losses on the year and didn't spend much of the year trailing. Still working on digging their way out, but making a fist of it here, certainly to start this second half. Another corner, another opportunity to put the Bingers Army backline and goalkeeper Chris O'Connor under a bit of pressure. Certainly Chiacton have sailed through this tournament to this point, with them being the first team to come out of the hat at the draw. They have had home matches in Chilliwack all the way through, and convincing wins as well. But now there's a chance for Bingers on the break. It's 3v1 if they can go fast enough. Mason looking centrally for Sunevsky, and he was nearly on the spot again. But he'll have to settle just for a corner, and having come on to replace the injured Logan McCune, it's Jeff Matthews who was coming up limping a little bit from that latest interaction. He'll have to immediately turn his focus to defending this corner. Arnold to deliver. It's a flat delivery only as far as Hoy, and he wasn't too far away with that one. Good contact on it, just didn't quite have the angle right, and it goes wide of the far post. But the first chance of the half for the Army, as they show that they are not to be ignored when it comes to the counter-attack. This is Caudle. Stepping up well out of the back. He's looking for Mason. Can he get it over Epp? He cannot. Tyler Epp finds Zeno Reinhardt. This is Zach Hansen now. McAlaley, Reinhardt's making the run on the far side. Can he get behind Arnold? And the cheers of Arnie come up from the Bingers Army bench as the veteran sees off the danger, at least for now. Hansen's happy with the throw-in. Looking for Akima. Only finds Yargel Sakin. This time it's Shrimpton with the up and under. Hoy can't bring it down cleanly, and Hansen will recycle it. Derek Epp to brother Tyler. It's given away to Arnold. A full-blooded challenge there from Stafford. And a further change here for Bingers Army. It's the end of the day for Will Hoy. Put in a good shift up front. And just past 10 minutes into the second half, he'll take his leave. And we'll get our first look of the afternoon at, excuse me, that's my fault there. That's 13 for Bingers Army, Jeff Matthews. So my apologies there. It's Jeremiah Jimmy who's 13 for Chiacton FC. As you see the two 13s next to each other in your picture. So my apologies to Jeff Matthews for erroneously introducing him into the game earlier than he was and for the wrong team. But we've got him on now. And he's got a little over half an hour to leave an impression on this one. And here is Matthews. He's got Mason, one in the middle. And it'll be a throw-in. And a few half shouts for handball there, but it'll be a corner. And Aaron Arnold over to this near side to take that one. Meanwhile, a change up front for Chiacton as Matthew Akima is replaced by Josh Craddock, who returns to the fray. There's the corner from Arnold. The near post turned out for another corner by Jimmy. So a little bit of a rolling bench approach here by Chiacton as opposed to Bingers, who seem to have rolled with their chosen 11 for as long as possible. Vuktovin with a little bit of an unorthodox clearance there, but he's done enough, and Dale Long will hoist it to further safety. Mobalekwa looking for Mason, but dealt with by Derek App. Here's Stafford to Makaleli Renards. This is Craddock's first touch since coming back on. I think he'd like a do-over. But Cottle can't negotiate that ball towards Arnold, so back in the hands of Chiacton as we approach the hour mark. A little bit scrappy here. Not the best spell of play from either side, but certainly getting into crunch time here in a final, you'd expect maybe a bit of nerves creeping in. Reinhardt's giving chase here. Does enough to keep the possession arrow pointed towards Chiacton. And that's stolen. Sotomayor, a good battle with Tyler Epp there. He'll go quick. Brings Matthews in. Arnold now. Shrimpton stepping up well on Long. It's too much for Mason to get to, though. And another change here for Binger's Army. It's the end of the day for Marshall. Having anchored the midfield through an hour's worth of play, Alexander Wilson will take over. This is Dale Long. He's already had one glorious chance this half. Had a good one in the first half as well, though he was offside and ultimately put his finish off the crossbar. This one's not going to come to anything. Horn. Craddock upset with himself. Tyler App mopping up at the back again. Looks to get Chiacton going forward. Renarts. He and his brother have switched wings. It's now Makalele on the near side. Zeno on the far side. And nobody there to receive that one. Again, it's getting a little bit scrappy here. Lots of new faces getting their first touch or a second chance at a first touch as Craddock is held up on the edge of the area here. And that'll be a yellow card for Shrimpton. The first Bingers man in the book. So after all that, a free kick for Chiacton right on the edge of the area here. A few interested parties here. It looks like Zeno Renarts is holding court at the minute. He and Malcolm Stafford seem to be the two it's been left to. It would look to be Renarts, but perhaps Stafford on the left foot. Renarts doing the majority of the lining it up. It'll be a short option, but not quite the execution, and a little bit of frustration on the Chiacton faces after that one. But chance for a long throw. And that's well claimed by O'Connor, really coming into his own here in the second half. Flicked on by Mason. Becomes a battle of wills here, a battle of territory, a battle of possession, with Bingers happy to keep the play down at this end. Yes, they'd love another goal, but right now the ball's in about the safest part of the park from a white perspective. Of course, you can see the purple numbers there on the Bingers jerseys. They are known for their standout purple kits. Not wearing them today, though. Dale Long. Oh, some nice work. Good combination. And a lovely finish from the edge of the area. It was a lovely build-up by Chiacton. Some lovely interplay. And it was Trent Horn stepping into one with just a clinical finish from the edge of the area, just inside the near post, and it's 1-1. It's been a good performance today from Trent Horn. Been involved in that Chiacton midfield since the game kicked off. And you see here, lovely build up there between Long, Stafford, and then it just sits for Horn, who absolutely smashes it in. A nice low finish, clean contact, no chance for O'Connor. So it's 1-1 with just over 20 minutes to go here as we enter the last quarter of the match. Will we have a winner, or will we be off to penalty kicks again for the third time today? Of course, we've talked about this earlier during the Masters A broadcast, if you were with us then. But a competition structure change this season in the BC Soccer Provincial Championships. And based on following the lead of Canada Soccer in the Canadian Championships, these matches all going straight to penalty kicks. The two 15-minute periods of extra time removed. So if it is 1-1 after 90 minutes, or indeed 2-2, or any other tied score, we will be headed straight to kicks from the mark, and it was a rousing finish in the Masters A final with a late comeback for Inter EDC, and they got it back to 2-2 and then won it from the spot. So are we in for something similar here? Chiacton certainly would be okay with making it a back-to-back matches here at the finals with a comeback and a win on penalty kicks. And to that end, they're going to make a further change. So Jeremiah Jimmy is coming out. And looking for a corner kick here for Bingers Army. So Jimmy out as we see Haywood back in. So Haywood back in. So again, Chiacton sticking with this rotational strategy of theirs. Guys coming out and in. Bingers mostly playing in more of a straightforward fashion with substitutes not returning to the game once removed. And now the refereeing decision starting to attract attention of both teams seemingly every time the whistle blows. Hansen finds Long. Long, who was integral in setting up that goal for Chiacton. That has us knotted at 1. It's a bit of a loose one. Finds Gavin Mason, but his ball almost equally loose, and Jeff Matthews isn't going to be able to do too much other than hurry and harry Derek Epp. Makalele Renards is, once again, he and his brother Zeno appear to have swapped wings, keeping the Army guessing. O'Connor going long towards Matthews. It's over the head of Haywood. And a ball in the middle, and that's well cut out by O'Connor as Long was lurking there, but flashed out a hand, cut out that cross, and gathered in here. And we were talking a little bit earlier about all the great action this weekend in BC soccer. Truly a festival of football with the men's provincial finals today. We've got the women's provincial finals coming up here from Burnaby Lake tomorrow. And, of course, it's the start of League One BC this weekend. So, as we mentioned earlier, Harborside in Nanaimo playing their inaugural matches today, as well as TSS Rovers hosting Notsama, the rebranded Varsity FC. And we mentioned earlier that Notsama had emerged 2-0 winners over TSS Rovers in the women's match, and we can let you know that the men's match has just concluded, and it was a 0-0 final in that one. So League One BC up and running here on the West Coast. And as that spring season starts, we look forward to the culmination of the winter season here, as we are just over 20-odd minutes likely away from crowning a men's B Cup champion. But who will be lifting that trophy this season? Will it be Bingers Army, or will it be Chiacton FC? Haywood. As the shadows begin to creep across the field, don't forget we're building towards the 7 p.m. kickoff between BB5 United CCB and Croatia SC in the Men's A Cup. That looked like a handball there by Long, but we've played on. Here's Renards. Great tackle there by Sunavsky. Check that. That's Edkin Slate back into the fray. Gavin Mason now. Does he have something up his sleeve? Battling with Derek Epp, he'll get the free kick. And further changes now. So Zeno Renarts hiding out a little bit here. Not wanting to perhaps leave the field. Hasn't maybe seen his number yet. And now Renarts has been informed that he's going to be the man to make way. And he'll be replaced by Dawson Lindahl, as Lindahl sees his first minutes of this afternoon. Haywood. Oh, searching ball over the top towards Craddock. O'Connor's coming. He's not going to get there. It's dealt with just about by Jargelsaken. As he goes long now towards Matthews, but that's going to find touch. Approaching the final quarter of an hour here, and this one is most certainly in the balance. That could have gone just about anywhere, but it's at the foot of Haywood. Into a joust there with Sotomayor, but Chiak didn't emerge. And Derek Epp. Zach Hansen now. Ball into Stafford and Long. This is the combination that's set up. Horn's equalizer. Long bullying Cottle. He's going to be allowed to play on. This is Makaleli Renarts. Services it in. Header by Lindahl, but that's not going to do it this time. Renarts again. Hoists another one in. Touched on by Stafford, and it was just about at the foot of Horn again for what would have been the second time those two have combined in the last 10 minutes or so for a goal. And Chiakton starting to maybe tilt this one. Way by Jargelsaken. Renarts. This is Haywood. Lots of space for Renarts here. What will he do? Well, he turns Arnold. Delivery the top to Craddock. His first time effort. Perhaps not knowing quite how much time he had there. Likely could have had a touch, but it was hit at him with a decent amount of pace. So having come on as a sub, Sotomayor will make way. And the final quarter of an hour or so, we'll see the return of the goal scorer, Adam Sunavsky. So is there to be a twist in the tail, or are we off to penalty kicks? Sunavsky asked to do a lot, having just stepped onto the field. Safely in the hands of Derek Epp then for Chiakton. This is Horn, their goal scorer. A little bit loose there, gives it up to Mason. Gavin Mason saw Vukhtevin off his line. Needed 2 or 3 clutches at it before he decided that the shot was on, and by then it most certainly was not. It does feel as though if Bingers are to get a goal, it's going to come from something like that. They have been just about second best here in the second half. Not that playing on the counter-attack may not be the strategy they discussed, but certainly Chiacton have had more of the ball, and you'd have to say we're full value for their equalizer. And they're probably the one of these two teams that will be ruining the fact that it'll go straight to penalties, as I'm sure they'd fancy themselves if there was another 30 minutes to play here. So instead, if they want to avoid the lottery that is penalties, they'll need to find a goal in the next 10 minutes and change. And here comes Chiacton again. Dale Long. Long with the flick. It's Craddock. He's been lively since coming back on. Gets it on his left, but blocked away. And another chance here for Chiacton to press their advantage. In swinging delivery, it finds the head of Horn. Nearly had his second, but wasn't quite the pace on it to beat O'Connor. And it's off to Gavin Mason, who's hoeing a lonely road up here. And crowded out instantly, finds himself lost in a Chiacton forest. It's the Chilliwack-based side that seem to have a little bit more zip in the legs here as we enter the final 10 minutes. But can the Vancouver team find one more opportunity? This is Horn. Mobolweka. His influence has been noticeably lessened here in the second half. It looked like that one might have gone out for a corner kick, but assistant referee's flag stays down, so just a throw. Bingers Army need a spark. They need something. Get another look there at that chance for Horn. Just not quite enough pace on the header to trouble O'Connor too much. In the end, a comfortable catch for him. Gavin Mason again, chasing everything down. He's been a willing runner all afternoon. Would probably like a bit more support, though, truth be told. Matthews, bullied off it by Hansen unfairly, in the opinion of the referee. Could a set piece be the key to the lock from a Bingers perspective? Cottle ranging forward from the back. Can he deliver? Blocked away by Renarts. Lindahl. Craddock blocked away. Aitken Slate. This is Reinhardt. And Hoy looking to get back on. You have to feel that this probably is with a bit of an eye on penalty kicks, which are starting to loom very large indeed. That's well read by Cottle. Finds Mason. Well dealt with by Hansen. Lifted forward towards Long. Dealing with Shrimpton. Getting around him, dragging towards the back post, and it's in! It almost seemed to roll over the line in slow motion, but you just knew Dale Long was going to have something to say about this game before too long. And indeed he has. That's showing the form that saw him score a team best 29 goals this season. He absolutely bullied Shrimpton out of it for dragging his finish into the far corner. It looked like maybe the defender could have pulled it off the line, but it wasn't to be. A lovely finish. And by the end of it, all Jarl Sakin can do is watch it agonizingly roll over the line. So Hoy back in now for Matthews, and it's going to be all hands to the pump here for Binger's Army as they look to force penalty kicks, having fallen behind now. They were up 1-0 through a first half goal. Carried that lead into halftime, but a double here by Chiacton in the second half sees it now Binger's Army just 1 to Chiacton's 2. And Vukovic won't be in too much of a hurry to get things going again. On the balance of this second half alone, I don't think you can begrudge Chiacton the result. They've been the better team. They've been chasing it. They've been pushing the pace. Not that the Binger's Army lads have played poorly by any stretch of the imagination. You just felt like Chiacton had just a little bit more here in this second half. And while the Army seemed to wilt as the half progressed, Chiacton only grew in confidence and ultimately are now in a position where they are minutes away from claiming the Keith Miller Men's B Provincial Cup, taking that trophy back to the Fraser Valley Soccer League for the first time in a number of years, denying the Vancouver Metro Soccer League a sweep of this season's cups, and making it a treble-winning season for Chiacton, who won both their league in the Fraser Valley Division 2A as well as the Fraser Valley's President's Cup. So it would be quite the cherry on top of the sundae for Chiacton. Still a few minutes to go, though. 3 minutes, plus we'll have a little bit of extra time added for various stoppages. Dale Long still burgeoning up front. And a reminder as well that we have the Men's A Cup final coming up at 7 p.m. Still time to get down here and join us at Burnaby Lake West. But if you can't, keep it right here on YouTube, and we'll have all the coverage of that one coming up at the bottom of the clock. Top of the clock, rather. Still time here for Bingers, though. We saw late drama in the Men's Masters A final. Is there to be later drama here? Jarl Sakin. Arnold. Sending it forward towards Mason. And a free kick. So it'll be Arnold to deliver, and it's just about all hands forward here. Aitken, Slade, and Wilson hanging out around halfway. Chiacton keeping a very high line, everybody right up at the edge of the area. Can Arnold find the delivery? Tempting ball. Over Vugtevin. He's not got it cleanly. Surely an offside there, and indeed it is. And you have to wonder if that was the last chance, really, for Bingers. Vugtevin perhaps just from being a little bit cold here in the second half. He hasn't had much work to do. He misjudged that one, but it would not fall kindly for the Army. Chiacton escape. Looks like we're expecting 4 added minutes here as we approach the 90. Lindahl lifted forward by Craddock for Long to give chase. He's already beat Shrimpton in one battle. Looks like he'll beat him again. One-on-one, but O'Connor there to mop up. Sending it long towards Mason. Apple turn it out. Atkins Slate. The big throw. Mason putting it into a dangerous area. Caudle interested, but comes as far as Lindahl. He can't get it past Aitken Slade. Decent delivery into the middle. Flicked over, and that's going to be a corner kick. We've hit 90 minutes, and we're into 4 additional minutes here. 4. And here comes Chris O'Connor. Perhaps a little too early for this, but he's going. Here we go. Bit of drama here. Could O'Connor write just an unbelievable script? Be Aaron Arnold to deliver, outswinging corner. Vugtevin's missed it, it's loose. Comes as far as Jorgelsaken, to Connor. And a handball in there somewhere. It was pinballing around. I'm not sure. It did look to hit some arm. Not sure you could conclusively say whose arm, but in the end. And again, Vugtevin unconvincing coming to try and claim that, but he won't mind as a few more seconds tick off the clock here. Did fall to O'Connor for a moment, and he did have a stab at it. What a storyline that would have been.
Never seen like that before.
And it's ticking away now on the Army. And even that speculative effort, this time Vugtevin with safe hands. Long. On for Craddock. And it's Long. Will he take it to the corner or will he look for a third goal? Here's Long with Stafford. Comes back to Long. He fancies himself for another goal. And he forces a good save from O'Connor. It's been a good afternoon for Long. Certainly in contention for MVP honors. There's one or two others, though, that might be staking a claim. Another look at that corner kick. You can see it was bouncing around, could have gone anywhere. And there was O'Connor's moment where, what an ending that would have been. And there's the full-time whistle. Chiacton FC come from behind to claim the 2023 Men's BC Soccer Provincial Championship. And what a performance it was from the Chilliwack-based side. Falling behind 1-0 to a first-half goal from Adam Sunavsky. And Binger's Army looked good in that first half, carried that lead into halftime, but a revitalized Chiacton emerged from the halftime break and were dominant in the second half. Ultimately, it would be goals by Trent Horn and Dale Long that made the difference. And a well-deserved treble on the cards for the Fraser Valley team, and the first time in a number of years that the Fraser Valley Soccer League will take home the Keith Miller Men's Provincial B Cup. It was quite a ride starting from the off-season to get here for Chiacton, but here they stand, your 2023 Men's BC Soccer Keith Miller B Provincial Cup champions. And do stay with us now for the Men's A Cup coming up at 7 o'clock. Thank you for joining us here at Burnaby Lake. I'm Tom Johnston. We'll see you soon.